Hey, how you doing? This is Tim with Vanderbilt Financial Solutions, and today we are going to talk about business capital when you don't have any and you need some. First of all, I'm going to talk about what is business capital, why it's so important, and then we'll touch base on how to use it wisely, and then sources for business capital. First of all, let's talk about what business capital is. Basically, business capital is the money needed in order to operate your business, to make sure that it's functional, it's running, it's because sometimes revenue may not be coming in and you need some capital to continue. Maybe you have an opportunity for an investment into some new equipment or property or some more personnel, or whatever the case may be. Capital is basically the money you have in your pocket, in your reserve, there ready to go when you need it. Now, why is this so important? Well, with any business, there's a reason why most of them fail within the first 5 years. It's because they lack capital. Whenever we're doing a business plan, a lot of business owners, what they'll do is they'll say, "Oh, the sales will come, this, that." I've been in this business for a while. I know what I'm doing. Whatever the case may be, but you know what? Things happen, things change, and unfortunately, you can't predict the future. You can't see the future, but you certainly can prepare for the future. And one way to prepare for it is to have enough capital on hand to when those situations come, you can hit them straight on. So, it's very, very important to have business capital. The third thing is, how do we use capital wisely? This right here, not only not having capital is a bad thing, but when people do have capital, they don't use it wisely. And what I mean by wisely is when you're a new business owner, you kind of have to go into, instead of spend mode, you have to go into frugal mode. So you have to be very, very careful with your money, where you spend it. And there's a formula that I use, and you've probably heard me on the other videos, and I say it all the time. Revenue minus expenses equals profit. So as a new business owner, you need to ask yourself, every dollar that I spend, is it going to help generate revenue? Or is it going to help me eliminate my costs, avoid costs, or reduce my costs? Whatever the case may be. If it doesn't fall within those things, and I mean directly, not indirectly, directly, if it's going to affect one of those things, then probably yes, you should spend that money. Okay. If the case is where you need to spend money in terms of something like vanity, or maybe you guys want a new truck or new chairs for the restaurant, whatever the case may be, you know what? Go on the frugal, go on the cheap side. Go and search out there, because again, business capital, when you spend it, you sometimes, if you spend it on the wrong things, if it's not going to generate revenue, if it's not going to reduce expenses, that money may never come back to you. And if you're in a business where you're just kind of getting by, kind of floating around, not really making the profit that you would really like to, you need to be frugal. You need to figure out what it is that you're spending it on. And again, revenue minus expenses equals profit. Wherever it falls within that realm, make sure that it's okay to spend that money, because otherwise then you need to ask yourself, do I really need to spend that money? Sources for capital, well, that's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Sources for capital, what you want to do is you want to use several different sources. You never really want to use just one source. First of all, bank loans. Bank loans would be okay in the sense of if you're going to need some large amount of business capital, maybe you're going to be doing a new location, maybe you're getting a renovation, whatever the case may be. That would be definitely a good source of capital. Another good source is actually your vendors. A lot of vendors these days, they're hurting it just as much as you are, and they want some money on their books, whether they're actually receiving it or they can just see it or they know it's going to be coming. A lot of times they'll extend you some credit. Definitely, always, explore that option. And sometimes, guys, when that option is not available to you, maybe you can always present that to a vendor now that you're working with and tell them, hey, look, you know what, this is a great idea. This is, we've been in business now for, let's say a couple of years or whatever the case may be, and let them know, hey, look, you know what, can you guys extend me some credit? Even if they even extend you just a little bit of credit and just build your way up from there, at least you're going to have some sort of capital. So if anything else in your business somewhere else, goes down, at least you can have some of that credit to fall back on. Another good source of capital is always credit cards. That's one of the ways that a lot of business owners are getting through their crunches. Just make sure that if you do take your own little business loan for the capital, that you have a good payment schedule and that you're diligent with that. Another good source is other small business owners. People don't realize that other small business owners are out there looking for investments. They're entrepreneurial. They're entrepreneurs, and they have an entrepreneurial mind. So they're always out there looking for investments. They're willing to, give short-term loans. Seriously, it's really about money. That's what they're looking to do. And if you can put some terms together that's going to be pretty reasonable for them, why not? Another source of income is and I talk about it all the time, is like credit card receivable loans, merchant loans, cash advance loans, that kind of thing. Those are great because they're fast, they're quick, they're easy, very little qualifying, and you can get them continuously on a monthly basis. So business capital, when you don't have it, the very first thing that you need to start figuring out is, what am I using my money for? Okay, again, it's the lifeblood of any company. So important to have capital, because without it, your business will shut down. You won't be able to make payroll, you won't be able to pay your vendors and that kind of thing, and that's definitely not what you want. How to use it wisely? Again, revenue minus expenses equals profit. Whenever you spend a single dollar for your business, you need to ask yourself, what am I spending it for? And when I say spend a dollar, I don't mean something like for the, for daily usage, that kind of thing. I'm talking about, if you're going to buy a big expenditure, you need to make sure exactly what you're spending it for. And then again, sources of capital, lots of sources of capital. Open your mind there. There's a lot of good ones out there. But other than that, hey, thanks for visiting today. My name is Tim. We're Vanderbilt Financial Solutions. We're here to help. Visit our website. We've got a lot of more information, tips on the latest small business information, more videos, and if you've got any questions, feel free to contact us. Thanks again.